Okay, so that being said, like I said, compliment of the season once again. We are just here to talk art to art and share ideas. Basically, I want us to talk about this year first, then we can transition into next year. This year has been how it has been. For every one of us, it is a different story entirely. It is a different story. So, what I want us to do is share our stories, share our success stories, what you feel, oh, you've done well this year, where you think, oh, I would have done better, or your experiences, your lessons, and so that we can all learn and build ourselves up. And then we move into the session of setting up next year. How can we position ourselves better? What do we think we need to do? What are the things we need to engage so that we can have a better and a new year? Because I believe there are two type of year for whoever is going into the next year. It's either it is a new year or it is another year. And there's a big difference. It is either it is a new year or another year. A new year in the sense that something different. Another year in the sense that fine, we are living. Nothing is changing. And that is it. So it can be a new year or another year. So we need to decide on which part we want to fall in. So please feel free, like I said, I'll be okay. I won't want to mention names, but if anybody is not responding, I might be tempted to call names. So let me start with a brief on my own end, so that probably that would cheer us up, and that is what we are here to do. So this year has been as it is, 2025. I had my plans, but out of all my plans, honestly, I wasn't able to achieve all. And if I should rate myself, I was just reflecting over the week, and I was trying to rate myself this year, like in terms of percentage. How much do I think I have done in respect to my to-dos, like things I have listed? Oh, I want to achieve this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And honestly speaking, if I am to rate myself, I rated myself 60%. 60%. 60%, which, if in all fairness, I tried, but that's not the best. That is not the best. In fact, if I would say I didn't perform well, that is the right word to use, because had it been about 80% thereabout, 75, 80, then I can be saying, oh, I tried. But 60% is not a success rate. Truth be told, 60% is not a success rate. And okay, thank you for joining us on WhatsApp. If you don't mind, please join us on Telegram. We are live on Telegram. Thank you. The link is in the group. And yeah, so like I was saying, 60%, which is very poor. And fine, I went through all my to do for the year. What I think, oh, this I want to accomplish, this I want to do, this I want to do, that one I must do, this one I want to. And one thing I have discovered that could not make me attain all those things is inconsistency. Inconsistency. And I must be truthful, I must be open, I must be honest with you. Inconsistency is one thing I put down in capital letter. And how do I mean inconsistency? Inconsistency in the sense that for the kind of person that I am, I know I can multitask. I can literally do several things I have that ability. I know it's inbuilt in me to, okay, do this, do that, organize things. I can be doing like 5 things at the same time. I know that for myself is a gift which I know for myself. I can do this, do that, do this. But fine, that is a gift. However, I did not master it well this year. I did not master it well. And it led to taking up projects, abandoning them, taking up projects, leaving them halfway, taking up projects, leaving them in a situation whereby I couldn't finish. And that kept coming. In fact, I was trying to look at the projects which I embarked on this year. I saw a large sum of them, which is just like some halfway, some towards the end, some I just started it and I dumped it, and a lot of them like that. So it did not make me focus. It's like me sharing myself into lots of spaces whereby not making me efficient. So inconsistency killed most of the things I listed to achieve. And that is one big thing I have discovered this year. Inconsistency. In fact, it cut across all the areas I was unable to meet up. In fact, this year, I gave myself a target, like a financial target. A financial target, like this year, in my bank accounts at the end of the year, I want to have this so amount. But believe me, because of the inconsistency, I see, oh, this is opportunity, that one is opportunity, this one is opportunity, that one is opportunity. I keep jumping back and forth. Else, I lost. So, and the thing is this, in all fairness, all those opportunities I was seeing are good. There is money there, truthfully. But me not being able to take it, finish it, or take it, leverage it to a level at which, oh, it can autopilot itself. Like if I'm not there, or it just requires something little for me to do, and it keeps running. Before I get to that juncture, I would see another opportunity. I'll feel like, oh, this opportunity is good, this opportunity is nice, let me jump on it. Then I leave that one thinking, oh, since I have mastered this one to this level, I'll be able to cope. Let me just do this one. I will manage it together. And believe me, it keeps compounding, and that's where the problem is. It keeps compounding because when I see this one, I do it a few bit, I jump to another one, I see it, oh, this one is going well now, oh, let me jump on it, it's something I can do. I do it, I make few out of it. I see another one, I feel, oh, this one is even better than the one I'm doing now, oh, let me jump. And I keep jumping back and forth. So I was not committed to one. I was inconsistent, and that cut across all of those goals which I was unable to achieve. And that is one thing I discovered for me in particular, because there are some other things we might be discussing later on, because I don't want to be talking. I want us to share like this for those of us that have been in this kind of session before. You know, we talk, we reason together, but I just want to break the ground so that it won't be like I'm pushing it to everybody first. And I think for whoever we want to speak now, we have some flair to talk. So it cut across, and there are some other things which I have discovered as well, but I was able to coin everything into this one word: inconsistency. Victor, this year now, my inconsistency is poor. I mean, my consistency my consistency is poor. So I was not consistent at all. So please, if you are joining us on WhatsApp, please, if you don't mind, you can join us on Telegram. We are live on Telegram. However, if you feel like you want to be here, it's fine. But please, once you join, mute your mic so that you won't interfere with our discussion. Thank you so much. So, like I was saying, this year my consistency rate is really, really poor. And like I said, overall this year I rated myself 60%. In fact, that 60%, I only pushed myself to that level. If I'll be honest, probably I did lesser than 60%, which is poor practically, because having 100% goal and you having 60% is not too good for a journey in life, for a life journey. However, that being said, God is the ultimate. We thank God for life. So far, we are still speaking, we are still living, we are still breathing. And that is why I am able to reflect and know that, okay, this is where I did mistake. That is where I did. Anybody that is late won't be able to do that. And for that, I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to God for that. Regardless of the ups and downs, regardless of those achievements I have set for myself, for those goals I have set for myself, regardless of not being able to meet up, regardless of those ones I was able to eat, I am grateful to God. And that is one thing I have come to resonate with myself. I am grateful to God, regardless. In fact, right now I'm beginning to think, I'm beginning to ponder again, I'm beginning to reflect again. Things that I have achieved this year, honestly, not in my power, not in my might. I set a bigger goal, but I couldn't meet up, which is fine. But regardless of those, regardless of the good and the bad, regardless of the moments of low, in fact, regardless of the moment of lowest of the low, I'm still here thanking God, giving God gratitude. And I will stop there for now. And I will want us to talk, like to discuss, like I was saying.
Good evening, everybody.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Yeah, actually, I would like to imbibe the footer part you're actually taking. So, to be honest, this is a kind of reevaluation and a point to reflect on one's activity. On my own side, to be honest, I can't particularly say I have a goal or I have a how can I put it now? I have a something for the year 2025 actually. And this is my reason, actually. This might not really make sense, though, but this is my reason. Should I say 2024 was part of the worst year that I've ever experienced? Of course, I have some goals I've highlighted, and towards the tail end of the year, I remember that 2024, towards the tail end of the year, a lot of, unforeseen circumstances happened. They are good and they are bad. The worst part of it was like, I could remember it was on the 26th of December 2026. The little sort of mobility I had was stolen just over the night. So on the Boxing Day, I couldn't forget, right? So it was like a kind of mixed feeling for me. I couldn't think straight where I'm going to start from. So I can't really have that time to structure what my goal is going to be for 2025. But I think the goal I could say I structured for 2024 was kind of shifted to 2025. Now, if I'm to be honest, the gift of life, he has been faithful. So in my own little way, I try to, portion this in several ways, right? Like I have the financial goal, spiritual goal, health goal, academic goal, the mindset goal, and stuff like that, right? So now, if I'm to rate myself in terms of all of these, despite all odds, there are places where I actually did bad. Very, very bad. And there are places where I tried my own little way, right? So I think if I'm to rate it now, I have academic goals. Yeah, I think in all sincerity, I did a bit fair. I mean, there's been a goal that, I mean, something I've been chasing for quite some number of time. So I'm happy I was able to fulfill that this year. Of course, it's still work in progress actually. But if I'm to rate myself or evaluate myself, kind of, I think I did about 70% fair enough in a way, right? So that's for the academic goals. Now, in terms of financial goals, yeah, like I said, 2024 was a year I can never forget, right? Because Nigeria happened to me. I had that experience right before me. So, but despite all odds in the year 2025, I was able to, I was able to pick up and still move on. So, in a way, I can rate myself that I did 85% financially, right? So, which I think
Wow.
it's not really the best though, but I think there's still room for improvement. Of course,
85%
I
is
have
not the
some.
best.
Sir?
I said 85% is not the best. Come on.
No,
What
no,
do
no.
you mean? What
But
do you
like,
mean by 85%
serious.
is not the best?
Like the reason why I'm actually rating myself this way is like thank God you are boss when it comes to financial, you are financial guru, you understand. So like there are some things wherein one is going to map out that okay, I want to achieve this, I want to do this, I want to do that. I think why I actually gave myself this 85% was the fact that I'm heavily
Mm,
indebted, right? So now I can say I did 90% in terms of balancing up. You understand? I did
mm,
90%. So I had intention to actually, fulfill it all, to give that to myself as a New Year gift. But unfortunately, I couldn't do that. So that was all. Okay, well, you tried your best in your little way. So let me just give myself a kind of 85% to raise my spirits high. So that was why I said I have the intention to actually do 100%. But well, it is what it is. You understand? So that's why I said I didn't really do actually well. I was not able to fulfill my goal in that realm actually. So
mm,
now I think I've talked about academic goals. I've talked about financial goals. Now in terms of spiritual goals, I think I did excellently bad.
mm.
Yeah, I think I mean, if I'm
Those
to
two
say,
words, those two words you use together, how come?
I, I, I mean, okay, now, this is why I actually said it. Sometimes you might want to be like, okay, fine. Okay, let me actually put it this way. In all of this, like I have my downfalls, wherein I didn't do very well. Now I have this problem of time management,
Mm,
managing my time, trying to prioritize things and try to, give priority to the very important ones. So now, in my own case, like I think carrying forward, I propose to do very well spiritually, but you could
mm,
imagine me rating myself 30%. And meanwhile, I don't have any excuse. Of course, I
mm,
believe excuses are nails used to areas of failure. If you
mm.
put your mind at something, you should be able to do it. Of course, there will be some setbacks, there will be some challenges. Now, time
Yeah.
is not really my problem. I have all the times on my side, but I wasn't able to really manage it well. And I have no excuse. So that's why I said I did excellently bad
Mm,
because there's no any excuse for myself. I can only give myself some excuses to console myself, but I think
mm.
it's not enough if I'm to be sincere with myself. All right. So that was why I said I did excellently bad in that regard. So which I am optimistic that year 2026 is going to be a far better one. God is going to give me the grace. I mean, we're talking about spiritual now. Spiritual control the
Yeah.
physical. So I think I should do far more better in that realms. Okay. So now I would like to move to the F goals. In my health goals, I think I did 50%, though not too good, but I think I did 50% because I set goals which I think I'm not so much meticulous about, but well, I at least I attempted, even if I didn't do it to completion. So that's why like, okay, let me give myself
Mm,
a 50% in that regard. Okay,
yeah.
now I want to go for the last one, which is mindset goals. Now, by mindset goals, this is what I propose. Like I said, I have a lot of times on my side, but my time management is very, very poor. I
Mm,
propose, okay, at least every month, all things being equal, I should be able to read minimum of a
mm,
book, right? But unfortunately, I didn't do too well in this regard as well. Of course, there are a lot of things preoccupy the time. Other activities I give much priority to, which I'm using as a consolation for myself. But well, plus or minus, or by and large, I think I did like kind of 40%, which I think is very, very bad. It's very bad because I set this mindset goals as something that is priority. It rejuvenates the mind and gives me a kind of a wider horizon to other facets of life. I mean, what I read or what I consume is going to be what's going to be the reflection in some other areas. So perhaps I will have the privilege to consume more in terms of my mindset. I'm able to widen the horizon. Maybe I will have managed my time well. Maybe I will have achieved the best of all. So I mean, summarily, I mean, this is my analysis of myself. But of course, if there is any down lows that I think I was able to picture out in all of this, is my time management. Yeah, I think that's where I think I needed to really do more, and I'm praying for the grace to actually do more in that. So I'll submit on tentatively. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. And this is the energy I want in the room, being open, because what we are doing here is just we and ourselves. Like, there's a saying, I don't know how to put it in English, but let me just say it in Yoruba, like, oníyàn méjì kì í pàdánù ọ̀rọ̀ tí ẹni tá a bá ń parọ́ fún tí ó bá mọ̀ ẹni tí ń parọ́ mọ̀. So in short, what I want to bring out of that is this: if you are feeling, you are saying these things just to make us feel good, and that is not the real thing as it is, you know it, and it is about yourself regardless, and nobody is picking anybody for that. Now, I said I did 60% overall. What can you even do to that at this point? Practically nothing. And that is why we are here. So I love the energy. I love the way he opens up everything and we can see that. And that is what I want us to do tonight. So thank you for that, Mr. Ade. It is fine that we know where we are missing it. We know where we've done it well. And that would help us to, re-strategize, refocus, and be able to do what we need to do going forward as the next year is coming. And that is that. Thank you so much for that. I don't want to be talking on basically what everybody is saying. I just want us to pick lessons by ourselves. And if there's anything I feel like I want to pick, I can talk on it. And if there's anything you feel like, so person said this, you want to iterate on it, you want to talk more about it. So that is so that I will accommodate everybody by my time. I don't want us to exceed. On my own end here, this is 8:16. On your own hand, it will be 9:16. So I'm considerate about your hand, and by 10:30 maximum, we should round up by 10:30. By my plan. So thank you for that again, Mr. Ade. And who will be going next? Let's see. I want you to speak because nobody is talking now. So Mr. John.
I believe, Mr.
Good evening.
Start from where you stopped. Like, I would just say thank you to God, because at least it's a very long year, and being that I started my NYSC this year, so the service year took up most of my time, and I actually planned for it. I'm going to use most of it to skilling and source out some opportunity of the previous one and my skills that I've gotten before. Unfortunately,
if you don't mind, can you just speak up a bit more so that we can hear you better?
Okay. So unfortunately, I got the wrong PP, and it actually messed up my mental health. And at one point, I got confused. I don't even know what to do again, because most of the tutorial courses I was taking, even though at one point I was just taking everything at random, I had like 5 courses I'm taking, and the time management wasn't there. I ought to have scheduled for everything, and at one point I would just woke up, just want to do everything at a time, and at the end of the day, I'm back on social media scrolling because I don't even know where to start. So I was confused at one point. I lost my control, and really challenged my mental health because I know that I'm failing and I'm actually not going according to what I've planned that I'm going to do in the year. So
Yeah.
at one point, I started to rethink that, okay, what are the things I just need to put in place ahead of
Mm.
next year? I think that will be around October or November. So I started to rethink of how I'm going to put some of these things into place, get back into shape, and also to start from the scratch.
Mm.
Not like from the scratch, but at least just to go back to my
Yeah.
to pick things up again. So I started since that time, put some things into play, take some break, start to think, plan out how I'm going to take it more serious, then allocate time for my courses, then also source out some opportunities that is available to save financial courses alongside it, as making money is not enough than to
Mm.
manage it. So but I would just say that I just want to thank God for life, because at one point I was so depressed to the point that I didn't
Mm.
even know who to even talk to.
Mm.
So everybody on social media posting, but nobody really knows what is going on underneath. So I
Yeah.
just say thank you. So
Mm.
that would be all.
Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. And one honest truth which he mentioned just about the time he is yielding the mic is this. Now, you see people posting online, wearing clothes, posting, smiling, and in fact, sometimes it is traumatizing because to some people, okay, let me cite this example. There was just few weeks ago, I was expecting something, and uh, please, for those that are on WhatsApp, if you don't mind, to better engage well, please join us on Telegram, please. We are live on Telegram. The group, the link is pinned in the group, and I think I dropped it some few moments ago during the day. So please join us on Telegram for better, uh, and we would like to hear from you as well. So for you to be able to engage better, you can please join us on Telegram. Thank you. So, like I'm saying, I want to share example like personal things. I posted a picture on my status some days ago, and one of my uncle just just replied me and smile. And what did I do that day? I was expecting a like I was expecting like an information. So I got the information. It was not really too good with me, and I was just down in my mind, like, oh God, this is just the end of the year and this is happening again. Like, why is this coming at this time? Stuff like this. I was just ruminating and it just struck my mind. My mind was like, bro, regardless, just be grateful. Just be grateful regardless. Just be grateful. So that day, that moment, I just took my phone. I uploaded a picture of my wife on my status. I just make a joke of and I just put, what did I? Okay, I posted the picture and I put on the caption like my Aza is in your DM. I beg, help my life. So I just put something just to make me happy, and my uncle just messaged me and send me one sticker like that, like they whine yourself. No be you go still send money to us, stuff like that. We just crack joke. And interestingly, we got to talk about life, and believe me, the thing was just elevated off my mind a bit. Like at that moment, I was able to just take it off my mind, and I was able to relax my muscles. And where am I going? He made mention of something. People post online, they don't even know, they don't care, they don't people see you post or you see people posting, you don't really know what is going on in people's life. And one of the things I have seen that is affecting people these days is low self-esteem. You don't even know your worth. You don't know who you are. And that thing affects us so much that when we see people wearing clothes, posting this and that, you think that is the peak of life. You think, oh, these people is enjoying, this person is doing well, this and that. Fine. They might be doing well in the real sense. I'm not disputing that. But believe me, each and every one of us, in fact, every one of us on this call now has something you might not even want to share on this call. True or true. That is it. You might have something that you dare not want to share on this session. And that is life. So one thing he made mention there that struck me is this: people don't even know what you are going through. So if you think, oh, you are going through this, you are going through that, believe me, nobody cares. Fine, in quote, there are people that care. But I think on this frequency of discussion, you should be able to deduct what I'm trying to say. Like, nobody knows, nobody really know. In fact, your friend might be feeling, I was telling someone, I think some weeks ago, I was telling the person was giving me some ideas on how to do something. And in my mind, I was like, you don't know my situation now. If I should do this thing, it will not work. And the person was talking in a way to make me feel maybe I'm not serious, or excuse me, like I'm not serious, or I don't want to do it, or you understand. But I'm trying to explain my situation to the person. This person is not able to comprehend it. So people literally might even know what you are going through, but they don't know what it is in the real sense. They don't understand. They can only reason with you, feel like, but they are not the one in the situation. So he made mention of that, and it's very crucial, which is one thing we need to understand and know for ourselves. And that's why I made mention of self-esteem. So he went to a moment of low. He mentioned mental health. In fact, if you know what mental health is, it is crucial in the life of a being, like a person. If someone is not stable mentally, believe me, it is something that is, I don't know the word to use now. And regardless, he's grateful. Yeah, here he is. And that is it. Knowing our capabilities, knowing our status, knowing where we are, being able to know this is a place I have done something wrong, this is where I have done something right. I do tell people, if you are a person that is not, you are not able to reflect and reflect right. There's difference between reflecting and reflecting right. You can reflect generally and think, oh, I did this thing, I did not do this thing. But being able to reflect right is, oh no, I did this thing. In fact, on the negative part, it's much more important if you're able to reflect right. Like, I did this thing wrongly, and I am taking responsibility for it. That is where we are made. That is where we can come out of the mistake. But most of us, we just take life, oh, I've done this, I've done. Some people are just carefree. They are careless. And he said he went through those seasons. Believe me, I can sympathize and empathize with him right now. But the truth of the matter is, I don't even know how it feels. He knows it well. He understands that scenario well than I do. And let me close it there. Let's listen to another episode, because we'll be bringing all these things together, and we would conjoin, we would bring it, knit it together, and see how we can just be a better person for next year. Because sincerely speaking, for as a man, there is a lot to it. There is a lot to our life. There is a lot. And that is why I like this kind of discussion whereby we talk heart to heart. Because when someone speaks, you tend to learn. You tend to see, oh, how this person does it. Oh, this is what this person said he did that brought this consequence, then I know that I shouldn't go that way. So that is the purpose of this discussion. So I will leave it there for now, and I'll go to the next person. So who is speaking next?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening,
Yeah,
sir.
good evening. Good evening.
Um, First, I would like to appreciate God Almighty for this, for the gift of life, and also I really want to appreciate you for. Let me just say thanks for every time, cause thanks for standing by. Thanks for the grace of this, for making yourself available to us. Thank you so much, sir. So from my end here, I don't really want to say much, but this 2025, like
Alright, sir.
Please
I
mute
said,
yourself,
2025
please.
is a year like that I've never experienced before. And the reason why I'm saying this is finding myself as a graduate live after NYC,
Mm,
because it has not been really funny at all. I know majority of us can have the idea of like being a graduate, depending on Alawi. Then after the Alawi, everything just shut down. So I find myself very stranded, being lonely, like all the ideas, all the logic, all the scope, everything just turned down. None of them is working. So
mm,
this has really weakened me so much to the extent that I almost lost my personal gift, my skill, because I'm a graphics designer.
mm,
So trying to upgrade my skill, trying to skill up, trying to mingle, trying to look out for remote job, everything just turned down, and it has not been really easy at all.
mm,
So from my side, 2025 is not just funny. And as a graduate, you begin to hear a lot of voices coming in your ear. And for real, these people giving you advice, they are people that love you, but who will just come to you, "Ah, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" But for real, no, none of us want to settle for less. So I've made up my mind that I will never even give a an office work a trial, like me going to work from morning to evening or anything that will just make me to submit under someone. I will not even give it a chance.
mm,
So, but trying to look out for job offers that I that was available for me in Lagos. There's no accommodation because at least you can still relate graphics designer to tech. So
yeah.
some offers dropping for me. They are in Lagos. There's no accommodation. People are not really giving chance to remote job. They'll be like you need
Yeah.
to work on site or hybrid, maybe 3 days in a week. So,
Mm-hmm.
and if you want to sort house in Lagos now, like even if you have the money, you could just jejely stay on your comfort
Yeah,
transport
your
and
own.
so I could not afford the money for the accommodation. So
Mm,
that was from January to like August, September. I was very, very stranded. Though all these petty work are still coming in, God is still faithful. But as a man, you want to level up, sort bills, do a lot of things. But all this chicken money, they are
mm,
not sorting anything.
mm,
So this has really weighed me down, and it's not giving me chance to do more. Because
mm,
this thing is not easy when you are not earning. For
mm,
you to do another thing, for you to I have some classes that I need to just run through them, but there is no strength because
mm.
I'll be like, what's the essence of doing this thing? I don't have the energy of just putting myself to attend class or
Yeah.
I bought course. Like I just feel like there's no energy for all these things. So that's September, um, around that October. Then I begin to like I need to calm down. I need to calm down. I need to listen to some advice because majority of people are just telling me, guy, Alpha, you need to go and just start doing something so that you can be earning little. Then along the way, you start putting some things in places. So
Cool.
majority of people think I want to start big without passing through all this, but it wasn't like that. So people don't want to hear my own opinion. I
Mhm.
just calm down. Okay, fine. Let me start small, and so then that I start cooking up my CV. So I give it a trial to submit my CV, cover letter, all those stuff. But for real, anything online related to tech, graphics, like I was off that time because
Mm.
I was very, very off. So there's
Please join us on
no
Telegram.
so the
Sorry.
one giving me energy then was not really there. So I just have to okay, let me search out for job. So
Mm.
recently this October, then I got a place. So and they
Mm.
even offer me a graphics to be their graphic designer. But the
Yeah.
let me just say the stress is much like from 8 to 6 p.m. daily. So
Okay.
this is
Femi.
leading me to how do I want to plan my 2026 now? I don't even know because I don't have time for myself.
Yeah, that's why we are here. So thank you for that. Let me just apologies for cutting you anyways because I want to give a lot of people room so that we'll talk.
So yes, sir.
And uh honestly, this is another story. And believe me and you, like I'm saying, the way he has described it, nobody, we can only try to understand. We can like try the way he's saying it in our mind. Because there's a portion of our mind that is imaginary. So as he's saying it, we can only picture those things in our mind, trying to see it the way he's saying it. Like when he said he got some offers, there was no point of tenancy like accommodation and the likes. In our mind, we'll be like, oh, you're in Lagos now. You got the offer from wherever you are, and you'll be trying to picture those things. So it is accommodation that couldn't allow him to get the offer, or that truncated the offer, so to say. So everyone has something to say, and that is why I want us to be open this evening, learn from ourselves. Because one thing is this: the reason why I'm doing this is this. Maybe I should tell us now. One way or the other, we have failed, and in some scenarios, we might be thinking in our mind like you are the only one. One way or the other, you might be feeling, why is this thing like this? Why am I failing? Why is things going on this way? And in our mind, you might be looking around and thinking others are moving forward. You are not moving forward. In your head, you might be thinking the hell is on you. Now, that is why this session is important. And we need to settle this before we transition into the next year. Because the truth of the matter is, you are not the only one. As long as a man lives on this earth, there is something to think about. There is one issue to deal with. Believe me, yours might not be financial, yours might not be mental, yours might not be emotional, yours might not be academical, yours might not be career wise, but believe me, one way or the other, yours might not be health, but something is somewhere for each and every one. And that is what I want us to discuss first. And I want us to be on the same level because now we've had Mr. Ade have spoken, Mr. John has spoken, Femi has spoken. And the truth of the matter is, everybody has something. Everybody has something. And in our minds, some people might be thinking, Tèmi ṣe wá rí báyìí. How come? Am I the only one? Is it only me? And that is it. You are not the only one. You are not. You are not. So I will stop there. Thank you for sharing that, Femi, because everybody knows after NYC, like he said, he's been banking on what's it called? Alawi. And now NYC is done. Way forward. Way forward. So it is resonating. It is resonating. So we move to the next person. Faith Lawrence, yeah.
Hello. Sorry.
Yeah, good evening. We can hear you.
I'm at work. That was why I had to quickly end the call. And
Oh, okay.
I'm going back.
So it's fine.
So for what am I? So for me, the year the year started good for me. I thank God for what He has done because having leaving school, finishing service, and being able to get a job,
Yeah.
do some other things with myself and my life as well. God has been faithful. But I think I got to this crossroad in life where when you are asking God for one thing and God is settling that thing and you are wanting bigger things or you have bigger expectations and other things are coming by when I want much more things than I currently have. I think I got to that crossroad in the course of the year for me. And I would generally say God has been faithful. No doubt, God has been faithful because even for me myself, I can't really tell you this is how I achieved this by myself. But it has just been God. But like I said earlier, um, I got to that crossroad where when I got something and I'm now feeling like, oh, now that I've gotten this thing, should I really have asked for this thing? Because it's not like proving like it's difficult. It's not giving me a difficult time. Take for instance, what was few months I spent, just maybe like 2 months or 3 months I spent without a job. I felt like,
Yeah.
oh, why would I finish school, finish service, and not get a job? But I now and the job is now like taking has now like taking other life again because I never thought like, oh, I was not praying for a job. Now the job has
Now the
arrived.
job is
Now I'm feeling like it's a problem for me myself. And but what else would I do? Because I was the one that asked for this. Now you have done it. But now
there.
this job now making me feel like and all of that.
Yeah.
Financially, I would say it has not been my best year yet financially. Although I was able to do a lot of things and I was able to also achieve a lot of things.
Yeah.
Spiritually for me, I think when I evaluated myself a few days ago while I was just trying to say, okay, what have I done well? What have I not done well? And
Yeah.
for spiritually, I would not say, oh, I my spiritual life went down. But I think because of the nature of the job I into where I have to work
Yeah.
almost every day of the week, no rest,
Mm.
no days of having days off and then resuming back to the work again and back to back work and all of that. I
Mm.
felt I think I deviated a little bit. I had a drop spiritually and all, and I felt, oh, in the coming year, how can I work on this and I'm also do better as well.
Yeah.
But God has been good. God has really, really been good. Because I won't say
Pray
I
to
won't
God.
say I won't say I have everything I want yet, but at
Mm.
least the little I was telling a friend who was
Yeah.
complaining that the year she was not she didn't feel like she accomplished anything in the year, and I told her, oh, if you feel you
Mm.
don't accomplish, if you did not accomplish anything this year, what should people who died this year now say?
Yeah, exactly.
Who say, because I was telling her we are still alive. We
Mm.
feel we've not what we want yet, but we
Yeah.
are still alive.
Mm.
There, although we still say there is no time. Time waits for no man, but there is
Yeah.
still that for us to recover, regroup, and
Mm.
new year. So
Mm.
basically, I just thank God for life. Even if
Mm.
I'm still not feeling accomplished at the moment, but I know when there is life, like they say, there is hope. I can
Yes.
always do group and pick up from places where I feel I did not do well in the course of
Mm.
the year.
Yeah.
In terms of other things outside of work, I think over in the course of the year when the forex opportunity came out, I joined, and because
Yeah.
of ups and downs, I had exams to fit for. I had
Mm.
pressure cost a lot. So I said, oh, depending when I can find myself back, let me quickly take this one and refund it. I think I got carried away again and did not come back to my initial plan. But God has been good. I won't say God has not been good. If I say I should complain, I'm just going to complain and complain and complain. I'm not telling God for yeah. Because
Mm.
I said to someone that to was that um Pastor Lawrence, and he was saying, most times we only complain of God has not done this for us yet. We don't
Mm-hmm.
like thank God for the minor things.
That's it. We are not grateful.
I now learned from that and said, oh, I'm just complaining and saying, oh, I've not gotten this. Oh, I need a better job. Oh, I need the promotion at work. I need this. Have I even thanked God for the job He gave me? Have I thanked God for the life He has given me? Have I thanked God for family? For
Mm.
for people around me, for people He has brought my way in the course of the year and everything. So the thing for me, rounding up the year is just rounding up with it. I'm rounding up the year with Thanksgiving because God
Mm.
has been, no doubt, even when
Mm.
things did not, God has still been in every dimension for me. So I think that is how my new year has gone by,
Wow.
and just say thank God. Basically, I'll just say thank God for being God
Mm.
and for God in my life and family and loved ones and everyone around me. Even
Yeah.
for me on the go, God has been good, sir.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Even for the fact that you're at work and you still engaged with us. And honestly, what you just shared with us now is where I was about taking us to, because basically I think the most of us that are active are just this, which is fine. So is where sorry, someone is asking for the link. Oh my god. Uh Sorry. Okay, so sorry about that. He actually dragged us to where I'm taking us to eventually, because basically everyone has been saying this, that, I didn't do well, this one didn't go well, fine. That is the reality. That is the reality. And for myself, I said mine as well. And the truth of the matter is we've been focusing on those things that are not good in our lives. We've been pounding on those things that are not good in our lives. And before we transition, because we've been trying to reflect on our life as far as this year is concerned. Before we transition to next year, we need to understand some principles that can even make next year or the coming year a better one for us. And before we get there, I want other people to talk, but Tamilore, thank you for that, for mentioning gratitude, because I think I mentioned this thing just when we started. Like, the fact that we are even here is one thing on its own. Because for those that are no more, they can't even reflect. They can't even reflect. It's because we are still breathing. That's why we feel, oh, this thing is not good. We've not been able to do this well. How about those that are dead? They can't even do that. They can't. And that is it. So we'll be going there. Thank you for taking us through that journey. Now, for him, in fact, if I should just say, oh, for him now, what has been the year? The year is good. And that is it. And that is another thing we should be able to understand in life. We will get to a part, if God will help us, to get to a part whereby I want to talk about celebrating others. Because people doing well around you should not make you furious, should not make you sad, should not make you bitter. When people are doing well, you should be happy. Happy. Fine. The psychological part of human beings will make you to be thinking about, oh, this person is doing fine. These people are doing well. How about my life? Yes. As a human being, it's logical. It's not something bad to think that way. But when that moment is transitioning into a point of, enviness and all its counterparts, then there's a problem. So we'll be getting there by God's grace if the discussion will not take us to another route. But thank you for that. It's one of the things we'll be discussing tonight. So, Denado Gwandi, I don't know if that is right. You have the mic, please. You can speak. Welcome, Michael. Denado, is it Denado? You can unmute yourself and speak, please. This is 9 o'clock already. Wow, and we've not even, oh my God. Okay, Michael, you can unmute yourself and speak, please.
So everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance to everybody. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to next year for a greater height and achievement for us all. And personally, I want to appreciate Diamond. I really appreciate you. You really tried for me for the third quarter of the year, and I pray God will really bless you. So I want to more things under your guidance, sir.
So share with us, how has the year been for you? Like, I don't know. Okay, probably you did not. You are just joining us anyway. So share with us, how has the year been for you? In short, like a simple sentence. What has been the year for you? How do you think the year is for you in particular?
Yeah, for me in particular, the year has been a rough one at the beginning, or at the end. Actually, I was able to learn many things. Although if it is not that much, because I was late, but at least I count it as an improvement. Because at least I'm not better than I was previously. So this year has been an eye opener for me. That's what I can say.
Okay. Thank you Thank you for chipping that in. And honestly, it's never late. It's never late. It's never late. In fact, it doesn't take God anything. In a split of a second, things can change. And that is my belief. Things can, in a split of a second, when all hope is lost, God can show up. And the tears of many years, the struggle of many years. In fact, do we realize that when we are expectant of something, in fact, that thing can be a longer time, but the same moment, like the moment you receive that thing you are expecting, you forget stress, tears, struggles of many years. And that is God for you. So it can be rough. He said the year has been rough, but towards the end of the year, it is that is it. God can make things happen like in a split. In fact, the same milliseconds between life and death is the same way God can turn things around. Because for some of us, and even for all of us, it is just one thing that we need, and that's all. Just one thing, just click, and everything fall in place. Just one. Just one. Just one. So we have another person tonight, Sister Esther.
Sorry, boss. Please, can I just add something to what you just said now, please? If I may.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. Please, I think I actually wanted to share from my experience something that actually happened to me. You know, sometimes this is just like a destination where we are trying to arrive at somewhere, but in the course of the journey, there is some things like that is going to happen along the way. There is some people you meet, some people you have to part ways with, some people you just have to pick up some things to do with. In my own context, like I have this partner, right? I mean. Then I can say that was the best thing that actually happened to me, right? So, but I mean, unfortunately, and I think one thing about we human is sometimes not just people. It can be work, it can be things, material things, or anything. We hardly want to let go. Sometimes it might be work, right? So now, when this person told me that, I mean, it's not just the partner is not really working again. It was like it was like my life was crashing at that point in time, right? Everything seems ending. But little did I understand that this was just God talking to me. It was a kind of redirection, because that's what I actually viewed. It was a direction, because I can say vividly that the moment myself and this person, part way in a way, like we just have to give ourselves that gap. Trust me sincerely, what I couldn't achieve in 5 years, I was able to achieve in the space of 2 years, even less. So it's like kind of, you could imagine something happening to you that you can't contain it. The world is actually crashing. It's just like, why? You don't understand, like the whole thing was just happening so fast. So see, sometimes I think I'm trying to drop this as a word of encouragement that sometimes something happening to us is a kind of redirection. God is just trying to redirect, because according to your destiny, if you're to attain your destination, you have to drop some things along the way. You have to be redirected. You have to, a lot of things just have to happen. But we human beings in our own way, sometimes we tend more to focus more on the bad part and not appreciate the actually good side of it. So, this is just my one thing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for that. In fact, and that's why, honestly, for me, I'm not really interested in crowd, and because I believe those that need to be in a place at a particular time will always be there. God will make it happen. And honestly, before we start this call, I was just listening to Apostle Joshua Selman. He was just practically saying this thing that I just made mention now. I don't even have it in mind to share it, because I was just scrolling. I just listened to it, just like few minutes to when we are starting. And it was just like that. Because sometimes some things happen to us, and in our mind as humans, we feel, is this thing happening? It might just just be like, God is even saving your head. Let me even use a collective pronoun, like God is saving our head. Because sometimes it is God's doing, honestly. Sometimes what we are going through, for some people, it is a process. And if we do not undergo that process, we cannot be what God wants us to be. Just use gold as an example. If gold will not just go through fire and determine, I don't want to go through fire, fine. Then gold will never shine. And that is it. So, like he said, it might just be like redirection for you to repurpose, for you to refocus, for you to be solid in your foundation. That is it. Thank you so much, Mr. Ade, for sharing that and for adding that to this discussion. And that is good. If you feel like there's something you just want to chip in, you want to add, please feel free to just cut me, and because that is why we are here. That is why we are here. So okay, yeah. You
Yeah.
are up next.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. I appreciate this gathering, and I pray that Almighty will bless each and every one of us. Going straight to how the year has been. Well, let me foremost. It has been a great year. Great year of you know, in life there's always up, and so at the start of it, it looked like as if, and so like as if I didn't know where to go, out with it, and I thought that actually helped me was that I looked at it and I asked myself a question: who is the best person that can actually help? Then I sat back and said, if
Oh
I
boy.
need to redirect myself to the one who can actually because we're Christian, and I strongly believe in God. And then there's a passage that says there's a one that controls the affairs of men. So, and then I look at it as I have to direct my words to the one that controls the affairs, the one that rules the affairs of men. So, and then I think since I made that decision in redirecting my way his path, he has helped me prosper in navigating the way I've lived the year even till this moment. Even though yes, there are challenges, and during the period of challenges is always there to let me understand that don't worry, just and don't be troubled because of these challenges. And then I think I never live life just on my own basis. I have lived day on his direction. And again, because I have some driving force that actually drive me. And then the second part of it is um, I have a particular song that do in his own way that still drives me. And that particular song actually is based on it says let me just bring the words. It says about tomorrow. It says I don't seem to understand. A lot of things I don't really know. Actually plan my life. I looked at it that I might not be able to plan my life effectively. Why not look at so many things tomorrow? I don't so because sometimes I just get to a crossroad and I just feel like I don't even know where should I go. Should I go left? Should I go right?
Yeah.
So so I just look at it then and now in that particular time come back and say better go and meet go that knows tomorrow. And then I have to still go back to him. And then he has been so faithful to me. Even despite the fact that do people I'm not busy type. And when it comes to being smart, at least I'm smart in my own little way. And then like I saw something on the group that like about business, consistency, commitment, and then resilience. For you to make something out of life, you have to be consistent. Like I do tell my wife that she's a business woman. I do tell her, say, whatever you're doing, even if someone wants to invest in you, the person must find you doing something before he can say he wants to invest. You cannot invest in some like people that don't start anything. You want someone to come and ask you. The question is, if someone give you 5 million to invest, how would you be able? You won't be able to utilize that 5 million to someone who has an already who has a business on ground that he or she is doing. See, two different things. Someone is not doing anything, and someone who is doing a business, and then you give them 5 million. The way the person is doing a business and will use the 5 million, utilize the 5 million will be different from the way someone who is not involved in any business at all will work with the 5 million. So I look at that consistency, commitment, and then resilience is also key in living life. And then I've been living it, and also because I know there are states that rules in the affairs of men, and kingdoms that in the affairs of men, and I don't rule that out. So I think all along he has been very, very faithful, and then I've not been sitting down. Like they do say faith without work is dead. So I took to work, and also combine it with and also combine it with believing, because there are kingdoms that are mine, and we can only overcome them in the aspects of prayer. And I think that is how, and God has been faithful. I know, like someone said something in the course of the discussion. He said, you have to, because some things happen in life. Someone that understood life, when something happen, you don't need to be worried. The reason for it coming your way, because sometimes there will be challenges. Then when challenges come, I just sit back. I don't feel worried because I feel he has a reason. And if I'm not able to make an appointment, and I also don't get disturbed, and whatever comes my way, I believe it is the appointed time for it to come. And whatever I'm able to achieve, feel well. It's not that I'm lazy. It's not my own part that it's not negligence from my part. I feel it's not just for me to achieve to get that particular thing. So I don't feel worried. And another thing I see about, like, from one perspective is when people make reference of it. When people are making progress, to me, I believe there is a season for everyone. That's my own. So and when you see people making it and you're not at them, the question you ask people, how do you also want to make it? When you're happy with those who are making it, then definitely you progress. But when you're not happy with those who are making it, it's not. I do tell people it's not a cost. The person also cannot make progress in life, because when it gets of your own progress too, you will not achieve it, because why? You are not always happy. And if you look at scripturally, you also see some things, it has scriptural actions too. So, if I will talk, I will, because this time people call me. So let me not take on this part. Let me just end it at this junction.
All right, thank you so much for that. I so much appreciate you for those things you've chipped in. Though your network was, oh my God, I was putting my ear to my speaker and I did just hear you, but it's fine. I was able to grasp a lot of things which you said there. Yeah, you made mention something crucial, like 3 things. You made mention of commitment, you made mention of resilience, and there's another thing you made mention of which has gone off my mind just now. So
consistency.
Sorry?
Consistency.
Consistent, yeah, exactly. In fact, that should be what I should not even forget. Imagine, that's what I'm forgetting, because that is my own pain point this year. Yeah, consistency, commitment, and resilience. Those 3 things, regardless of what niche you are, whatever thing you want to achieve, those 3 things are very key in life, in the journey of our life. So thank you for sharing that. And honestly, the aspect of God cannot be overemphasized. The aspect of God can never be overemphasized. Reason being that as a man, I don't know, for those that are not Christian, I'm a Christian, and I don't know whatever religion you might be doing or practicing, there is this consciousness of spirituality, and spirituality in its sense cannot be overlooked in all areas of our lives. It can never ever be overlooked, and in fact, in all instances, spirituality comes first, because whatever goes in the spiritual, or whatever goes on in the spiritual, anything we see in the physical is just the byproduct of whatever thing that has been happening in the spiritual. And that is just the truth. But now that everyone on here has been able to express, share with us, talk, now I want us to take a moment just to take a deep breath. We take a deep breath and rethink again. Just think through in this moment. If possible, just close your eyes and just think through this year. From January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and this is December 30th. Just look at how this has been, be it good, be it bad. Just ponder on them this moment. Remember those seasons you've been crying. Remember those seasons you've been laughing. Just think about them at this moment. And one thing I want you to do after you've thought about those things is this. Regardless of anything, give thanks. Gratitude. Gratitude. And that is where we are starting tonight. Gratitude. Regardless of anything, gratitude. Good, be thankful. Bad, be thankful. That is the basis of what we are transitioning to right now. Gratitude. Regardless of how it seems, the fact that you are on this call now, just give thanks to God. In fact, wherever you are, just open your mouth and say, God, I thank you. God, I thank you. Regardless. I don't have understanding of how it has been, but just say, God, I thank you. God, I thank you. God, I thank you. Be grateful. Gratitude. And that is it. I believe everyone has done this practice. Be grateful to God. Fine, it might not go well the way you planned it. And for those that were able to smash their goal, fine. In fact, that is a morale to give thanks, return all glory and adoration back to God. Because you know why I'm asking us to do this. Those that are dead, the fact that they are dead, does it take God out of his place? No. And for we that we are alive, have we really done anything to merit it? No. So the fact that we are living is by God's grace. So we need to be thankful for it. The fact that we are breathing is what thanking God for, regardless of I make it, I did not make it. I smashed this goal, I did not smash this goal. We've heard of people that smashed a goal yesterday and they are no more today. And we've heard of people that they died today and their letter of promotion was delivered the next day. How about that? So why won't you thank God? Why won't you thank God? Because you never know what is happening in the next minute. You think you are in a tragedy. You never know what is coming the next minute. So be thankful to God, regardless. And that's how I live my life. Fine, we will think about it. It might not be good. It might not be rosy. But yeah, we will come to a resolution whereby we look up and say, God, it is you and you alone. Take all the praise. Take all the praise. So, brethren, let me use that word. Permit me, pardon me, to use that word. It is best we thank God, regardless of anything we've gone through this year. Regardless, just be grateful. In fact, I tag this month gratitude. That's what I've been putting on my state. Like throughout this month, gratitude. I don't even want to know what I've been through. I'm clearing off my mind. Gratitude. For those things I was able to achieve like exponentially, thank you, God. For those things I wasn't able to achieve, thank you, God. Regardless. Now, if we have come to this stance, if we are all on this level, we can then transition into the next year. Because if we don't sort this out, believe me, it is possible that the coming year will be another year. Because honestly, for some of us, we have burdens. We have burdens. And if we are not able to resolve it, we will take that burden into another year. We will carry that load into another year. We will drag all those negativities into another year. And believe me, it will have adverse effect on us. So, we are all on the same level now. The year went well, thanks to God. It didn't go the way we wanted it to go, thanks to God. Thanks to God. And that is very, very important. That is very key at this point. But those things you are not able to get, believe me, you are alive. You can get much more. It might not be in your timing, like we've discussed now. It might be God preparing you for a better option, better opportunity, better place. And that being said, we are rounding up this year already. Who is this? Adenike, please mute your mic, please. On WhatsApp. Thank you. So, that being said, we are rounding up this year already. And once again, I would like to appreciate everyone on this call at the moment, because it is not because I called or you think or I want it so much. That's why you're on this call. Like, I've not given you anything, so to say. But fine, we are here to just talk, discuss, deliberate together and see how things can even work for us as the coming year is concerned. And that is it. So we'll finish the phase one of this discussion. In fact, we have taken a lot of time, but the second part, we would like to rush it. It's not a part we should rush, but we'll try to see how far God can help us. And that is it. So The phase 1 is sorted now. We want to move to the second phase, which is the coming year, the next year. How can we position ourselves better? We've gone through this year. We've seen what is good. We've seen what is bad. We've resolute that, okay, regardless, God, you are God. No controversy. There's nothing we can do about that. Those things has happened. Now, it is best, oh God, Adenike, it is best that as a right thinking man and woman, from our experience this year, we should position ourselves for a better match coming year. And that is a place of critical thinking. Critical thinking. Because as a wise person, life happens in sequence. Life happens in series. And there are some things, there are some sequences, there are some series that are replica. There are some things that we know that, okay, if these things are like this, there's higher probability of having this. There's less probability of having this. So as a right thinking person, what we've gone through this year, we know, oh, this is what I did that brought this. This is what I did that brought this. So in preparation for next year, we should be sound. We should be like X2, X3 ahead of the move. And in accordance to the trend, we should be able to deduct or deduce that these things which I have done this year cost me this, be it good or bad. If it is on the good side, okay, on this level, is it fine? If it is not fine, how can I X2, X3, extend it? On the negative, if it is not fine, how can I divide it to the lowest minimum? If possible, eliminate it. And that's where we are going tonight. And the very first thing I'll be starting with is still spirituality. We ended this year with God. Honestly, we are starting with God. Believe me and you, there's nothing we can do in our power. There's nothing we can do in our might. The scripture says, not by power, not by might. It is by the Spirit of God. It is just by His Spirit. In fact, no one on earth is able to achieve anything that has not been given. No man. For everything we've been able to achieve this year, it is just because we were given. And that is it. So if there's anything we were not given this year, how do we unlock it? How do we unlock it? And I know someone who can give us anything we want. Anything. Because he has done it before, he can do it again. And that is God. So please, on a shorter note, if we should ponder on this part, God, the G factor, that's what I call it. Make Him your first and your last. And one of the things I'll put to us is this. It is affecting me now, like, it's not as if I'm speaking to us or maybe I prepare some or something. No, we will talk on this, on everything we want to discuss. I just want to chip in this. Now, spirituality is the peak of it all. And this, I want to say, is myself inclusive. One of the major problems we encounter as humans is the fact that we trivialize God. in most of our situations. And how do I mean? Now, you will agree with me that when things are good, it is most difficult for us to pray. If you will agree with me, honestly, like when things are good, when things goes fine, everything is fine, it is difficult for us to pray. But when things are not good, nobody tell you to fast. You fast yourself. You take a day in a week and fast 2 times in a week. You will take, I will not eat this morning. I need to pray. Nobody tell you that. You do it yourself. But when things are good, have you ever think of, God, you made this possible for me. I'm fasting tomorrow to give thanks to you. Who does that this year? Or who has ever tried that before? And that is it. And where am I going? We should get to a point in our life that our relationship with God is not transactional. How do I mean? When you need something from God, that is when you pray. When you need something from God, that is when you seek Him. But when things are good, you think, it is God. God has done it. That's when you know that God is my Father. No man. You begin to turn scriptures upside down. Of course, it is God. He is my Father. He's the one that gave me fish. What do you expect? Stuff like that. Now, when things are not good, he's no more your Father. Is he? No. So we should learn not to have a transactional relationship with God. Transactional relationship in the sense that it is when you need something or when you are facing challenges that you know there is God, that you pray, that you praise Him. A relationship with God should be a lifetime, should be normal. Like, we should take that so serious, myself inclusive, because this thing, we know the truth, but we don't do them. We know these things, but we don't do them. And this is the peak of it. Because in the place of fellowship with God, I have tried it, it has worked. But the consistency that Mr. Daniel talked about is one of our problem. It's one of our problem. You know that if you speak with God genuinely, God speaks to you. And on some point, God will say, do it this way, do it that way, do it this way. And you do it that way and it works. But when that one works, you then begin to think it is in your power, it is in your might. No. And do you know God? God will not give us something that will take us away from Him. Never. He will never try that. That is one thing I discovered. He will never give you something that will take you away from Him. No, He won't do that. You need comfort. Yes, you can have comfort, but He won't give you to the point at which that comfort will take you away from Him. And that is where a man tends to go. This flesh tends to go that way. Because if I will ask us now, what is the peak of our request? Everything will be on finances, good life, all those things, good things, luxury. Now, when have you thought of when you have those things, I'll do this for God? Or when at it even being like the reason why you want those things is for God. And this is what I am saying tonight. Until everything a man seeks is tagged to God's purpose, believe me, man will struggle. or man will keep struggling. I find joy, peace in sharing things, opportunities, doing this, lifting other, regardless of convenient or not convenient for me. That is the purpose I tag to impact. My 3 tagline ever since is God, impact, purpose. Anything outside those things, I don't care. I don't want to do it. In fact, I tell God, anything outside you, impacting lives and purpose, don't, anytime I'm going that way, just struck me like, don't make it work. And that is a sign for me, because anytime I try to do something and I have done everything humanly possible, every strategy, everything I know, oh, this thing should work literally, and it is not working, my brain is coming to sense. I think, oh, this thing, and I begin to fact check. Am I doing this in my own emotional term, or I'm doing this in alignment with God's purpose? Then I will know, then I know what to do. So until we get to that point, things can be stressful. And if we are not being factual with each other, life can keep going, days can keep going over and over and over and over again. And like someone says tonight, time waits for no man. Time waits for no man. It will take the mighty hand of God to recover time for a man. Once a time is gone, it is gone to the thin air forever. It takes the miraculous of God to reverse time for a man. And that is what is called restoration. It takes the mighty hand of God to do that. No man has the capability of going back to yesterday. But we have a God who is able to go to decades behind and take what is in the decade and put it into your tomorrow, and then you meet it and you say, that is what God can do. And that is why I said, for everything that you've gone through this year that is not working, if we can align with God, it is not lost. We can have it again. 100%. We can. But we need to align. We need to align. And that is the very first thing I want us to, for everyone that is here tonight, honestly, let's take God serious. And one thing is this, the truth of the matter is, we humans, we know the truth, but the flesh we carry fights us so well that we turn the truth upside down. Now, if I should ask us now, when we sleep tonight, are we going to wake up tomorrow? Who can answer? Either we are going to wake up or not. No man can do that. No man on earth can do that. But we have a mindset and a knowledge that there is something somewhere, someone somewhere that is able to know if we will wake up or we will not wake up. Now, excuse me, if in a right thinking mind, that kind of a thing exists for real and we know, and it is evident, what then is the problem of we humans when that kind of a being just say, all we need is give me your life, surrender your life to me, I will direct your path, and a man goes around about thinking about that word, thinking about that word, thinking about that word. What is the problem? If there is a being somewhere and we know it so well that God exists to the point, in fact, it is evident, there's testimonies that God has lifted man from a dunghill to the city. It is evident, you've seen it. Now, the same person is saying, all we just need is serve me and I'll make you great. What is so difficult in that to do? And that is it. So I will leave that to us because of our time. God. So before we move to other things, because it's late. This is 9:43 on my end, and that will be 10:43 on your own end. We are going towards 11 already. It is, I don't know. This is the way it has led us tonight, and we don't want to force it. Honestly, I don't want to force it. So I will leave that to us. And if anybody would like to say anything on this part, in fact, if this is what we want to talk tonight, maybe that's what God wanted. But basically, I still have some things I feel like sharing with us. But this is how the energy is going tonight. So God, next year, please, God, regardless of any God, that consciousness is in us. In fact, one of the scriptures that has resonated with, there's this auntie back then when we are young in BSF. She won't know probably what she has done in our life today. We do see her, that auntie, our problem is too much, our life pretty cocoa is too much. Then we don't know anything. But thank God, she holded us. The theme for that year is the kingdom. I think the kingdom of God. Matthew 6:33. That is one of the scriptures. In fact, it applies to my own life personally, anyways. In all spheres, just seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. Everybody knows this verse, and all other things shall be added to it. Now, if God says, "Seek me first," and luxury you will have, house you will have, money you will have, fame you will have, everything that you might think of that you are chasing, you will have. What is then our problem? Because I do think, maybe that's the way I think anyways. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. Okay, God, I want to praise you. Do this. This is what you want. I do it. Don't do this. I yield to your commandment. Love your neighbor as yourself. I do it. And I listen to you. And you said other things that I want will then be added. Okay, what is we humans' problem? How is that so difficult to do? Just to wake up, seek God, reference God, read the scripture, pray, and you listen to God and God show you, oh, today, God reveal it to you. Do this, do that, and you do it, and your day is fulfilled. How difficult is that? So devil is so, I don't know. Because this thing do pay me, because I read that scriptures back up, I feel like, God, this thing should not be hard for me to do. Why is it so hard to just seek you? You that I know already. It's not that they just want to convert me. But for me to seek you, it may take time to be in the presence of one. Yes, if that is what will grant me all this, I wake up 9 to 5. It's not as if I will not do 9 to 5 or I will not work again. But you understand me? So, that is it, because it is not by work. It is not by hard work. Let me put it that way. These things we are looking for in life, it is not by hard work. It is God that giveth riches and added no sorrow to it. God. Please and please, for everyone that is here tonight, please. We might not have been doing it well. In fact, personally, and it is a burden that I'm sharing, that I wish I know God the more. It is a burden on me, that I know God the more. But what is the problem? The problem of how to make money, that I can't even do in my power. If they will sack someone from work today, that's the least. Okay, what then can you do? Okay, someone shared with us now. He was looking for a job, he got the job, but accommodation is the problem. Now, tell me, what can he do? So please and please, and in that kind of scenario, we have understood that, in fact, him looking for that job, him getting the job, and not it is accommodation that is the problem. It might be God's protection. But how do we know? If we have seek God and we can hear God, in fact, we know that, oh, it is God. God. Until we sync with God, synchronize with God, things can be very hard. And it is the truth. Because as humans, we know these things. That we don't know God. We know the aspect that we don't trust God anymore. We know the aspect that we don't depend on God. We leverage on our own thinking and ability. And things flop. Yet, we still don't give up. God. So, let me stop. I've taken much time on that. I think I'm relieved of that now. So if anybody has something to say regards this, please unmute and say something. Yeah, so okay. So that is that about spirituality. And like I was saying, please let us take God serious. As we go into the new year, let's find God. I can't tell you how now, because this is not a Bible study, or because if we want to go into that, that's another thing. But please find God. Find God. Find God. Find God. He's the ultimate. Find God. Me myself, one of the group I'm planning to set up this year is a prayer group, but I don't have that conviction yet. That's why I'm not able. Because we need to pray. We need to pray. Because I've come to realize that, in fact, some things are not meant to be. But they exist. They tend to be. And we've gotten a weapon, which is prayer. The scripture says, say it, and it shall be established. So, how much have we said? Because these things are there for us to use, but we don't know. Honestly, Bible study and prayer is one of the, I don't have that conviction yet. Probably in the year, I don't know yet. But honestly, we need to know the word and pray. Because the more we are grounded in the word, that's the more we are confident to face the word itself, to face life. And when we see some things in our life, we know, these things. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Sorry, please. I think I would like to share a personal experience. Sometimes I'm sorry I'm keeping a personal experience in all of these things. For me, I think life is the best.
That's the best, exactly.
I'm a beneficiary of that, actually. I think originally, as a matter of fact, I'm from a Muslim background, right? Till date, my dad is still Muslim, right? So, it's just my mom and my siblings that we got converted, but we got converted. I think my own conversion is not even conversion. I can say it, because more or less in the first place, my thoughts teach towards being an atheist. That is me. So my thoughts, because I was like, okay, fine. I believe there's this super being up there, that controls the universe and stuff like that. Yeah, that's just my belief. But issue of Christianity, Jesus Christ, Islam, of course, I don't fault anybody doing that. I would expect anything you're actually doing. But
yeah,
I could remember while I was in school then, friends, let's go to RCCG. I go tell you, say, just let me be. That has always been my watchword. Like, friends really know me, right? So on Sundays, no church. I don't go to church. I just do my things my way. I'm a kind of philosophical person that I'll be like, okay, in as much as I don't wake up in the day and think evil towards you, so my God is faithful, nothing is going to happen. Of course. Yeah, to be honest, and it works for me then. In all sincerity, it actually works for me, because it's going to be hard for me to wake up in the day and be thinking evil towards you. Why am I going to get doing that, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's down to me, after we're done with school, a lot of things happen, life hits us front, back, and center, and you're like, okay, yeah, I think there's someone called God. But even at that, I didn't still believe, So I mean, it is just what it is. To the point that I have this partner, I'll just be like, if my partner is going to church, I'll be like, see, I'm not going to church. You can go. I'll give the transport fee. I'm just not in the mood of going, right? So, but what do I actually want to say in actual sense? Like, I love to talk. I can engage you for up to 2 hours. I won't get exhausted. But tell me to go to prayer. 5 minutes, I'm bored.
You're sleeping.
I'm bored. In fact, I'll just be like, look at me. I mean, I can engage someone for 2 hours. In fact, even not eating, and I'm comfortable. But when it comes to me praying, just 5 minutes, and Mama Rumi, what nonsense is actually this, right? So, but Kim, if I bring out, like, what do I actually want to chip in all of this? I think the moment I had this encounter with God, because for me, nobody will preach for me. This is me. I have my thoughts. Like, that's the next truth. You can't preach for me. Forget. So now, but when it's actually done on me, that was why I said most times life is the best teacher. When life happened to me, nobody pushed me to God. And I would say I'm a product of someone that happened to have a second chance for me to, start all again. In the first place, while I was actually chipping in some things the other time, I said sometimes some things happen to you in order for you to have the kind of redirection. Yeah. I fall into that category, and all this happened because of the fact that God really loved me. Like, oh boy, to like it with what I pay, you understand? So I was just a product of grace that I had the privilege to start all over. Like I said, there's something I've been trusting God. The stupid me, even when I had that encounter with him, I'm like, okay, okay, this thing, I'm giving him a kind of timeline. Yeah. Okay, let's just be so period of time. And in all sincerity, it happened. Even beyond what I actually asked for. Beyond what I asked for. So, like, I think for me now, that, like I said, it's a personal experience. So for me now, I don't think I needed anybody to convince me. But even still like that, any that do anything, 5-10 minutes, I get exhausted, I get tired. But in all sincerity, God exists. It just takes, want to have that personal encounter with him and just know that Baba Ye exists. Just my own little addition. Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much for that, honestly. And that is what I'm saying as well, because we know these things are real. We know God is real. But what is the problem as humans? What is it? If God will say, do this and I'll do this for you, then we should just do it. How is it so difficult for us? But yeah, it is this flesh. Imagine someone that can engage another person in a discussion for about 2 hours or more without even eating, because you find it so easy to do. Yes, but now let us pray. And that is it. I can be on screen. For me, like a person, I'm always on screen. I can sleep 3 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m. in the morning. But honestly, I can't say I want to read my scripture from now till 3 a.m. There was a day, my wife was waking me up, let us pray. I was on bed, I was telling her, oh yeah, let us pray like that, lying on bed. She was like, I know she reacted to me badly. You clearly want to pray, you are sleeping. Yes. But that is what I'm saying. How is it so difficult? But we know we wrestle against flesh. But that is what I'm portraying us to this year. We should learn to win this thing. Because honestly, things that are worth doing are worth doing well. And in fact, on this type of topic, it is even for ourselves. Because the prayer or the encounter, the fellowship we want to have with God, basically is for ourselves. It's for ourselves. But why? God will help us. God will help us in Jesus' name. So let's leave that for now. I believe we've been charged to do well this year. regarding God and purpose. Find your purpose in God. Find your purpose in God. And believe me, if you can find your purpose in God, doing that purpose honestly, things will fit in effortlessly. It will be like, oh Lord, because I've seen people say these things. Like, tí mo bá mọ̀ pé n tí ó yẹ kí n máa ṣe ni láti joy, kí wá ni mo ti waste time. And that, in fact, those things are things God has made with you. It won't be hard for you to do. It will come effortlessly. You just do those things effortlessly and things just change around. That which you have, money, house, everything will come. So finding purpose is the main thing. God will help us this year. So let's go to the next thing. Let me just iterate those things. Apart from spirituality, one other thing which I have engaged, which I have known, which I have worked for me, and which I know that even God attests, is knowledge. Now, we know about Solomon in the scripture because for me as a person, all my principles, everything I do, I teach, I get myself around, is still based on God. That is how it might, there is a circular side of it, yeah, but you will find the root in God, in scripture. And that is why that God point, G factor, is very important, because anything we want to do, we still come back to that point. And it will resonate well. Knowledge. God asked him, what do you want from me? He said, give me wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And when he got that, he was able to, in fact, till date, Solomon is still the richest man in the history of man. Till date. Elon Musk is running towards that end. But as of today, Solomon, thousands years ago, is still the richest man till today, because he seeks for knowledge, he seeks for understanding, he asks for it. A man that understands the blow of a wind, no, that is on a high level. That is on a high level. The man that understands what bird sings, what bird says, that is on a high level. So, knowledge. If we will grow this year, please go for knowledge. And how do I mean? Pay for courses. See, that point of paying is the price. That point of, okay, in fact, let me show you something. I will share my screen. Permit me to share my screen. Just let me know when you see my screen, because I really want us to understand this thing very well. How do I share my entire screen on Telegram? Okay. Oh no. Okay. Can we all see my screen now? Please, can we see my screen?
Yes.
What can you see, please? Like, thank you. So, let me show us very quickly. I just want to show us. I want to use my own. But please remember, please mute okay, I've been able to mute. Okay, so I want to show us, I think it's this one. Now, this is not to boast or anything. There's nothing to even boast of. But I just want to show I want to show you receipt. Oh, not even this one. No. Now, I want to show us the level of, now this is it. Because sometimes if you can read this, okay, let me increase this. No. Support you. Now, if you can look here, this place where I highlighted, this is 290 for almost £300. I subscribed for Coursera for a whole year just to learn. And that is the level of my taste for knowledge. Now, this coming year that we're going in, if we will grow, we must what? We must pay for knowledge. I just want to show you. Sorry, my PC is lagging. I don't know. I think I've opened a lot of. I just want to show you the amount. I think 295. As of now, let's even say 19. It's more than 19, but let's say 19. That is 560,000 naira for a whole year. Now, I count that for me as my tuition fee for the year. Because basically, I don't have any school or any institution I'm going for now. But I need to learn. I need to add up every day. I wake up every night. I add up every day. I just add something. And that is it. If you want to stay ahead, you have to be ahead. To be ahead, you have to stay ahead. Everything will not come in like so easily. You have to go for it. If you want it, you have to go for it. And that is it. Please and please this year, pay for courses. Now, let me show you. I paid for, let me show you this. Let me tell you. Because I really want to let us understand these things. I paid for a course, apart from this Coursera again. Though, from the Coursera, I had to take a course which is based on automation AI, because that is where life is going at the moment. So I take a course, and recently, I just built this workflow. This workflow is even live. And what does this workflow do? I just did it just a joking stuff, like just to practice and relax. What it does is this. I'll fill this form, and let me execute and just show you. Now, when I fill the form, and this is the reason why I want to show you these things, go for iSkill courses if you really want to really go far this coming year. iSkill. Now, name. I will use Oluwafemi. And I'll put my email and I submit it. So once I submit it, you can see this still loading. Now, the agent find the meaning of that name, a comprehensive meaning, and after it has found it, to send it to my email. Effortlessly, that is automation. Now, let's wait. I think my network is even lagging. Shouldn't take up to this. Now, it has executed. As you can see here, workflow executed. Now, we go to my email. Instantly, I would receive the email. You can see here, the name inside, your name inside, Oluwafemi. And this is it. Oluwafemi translate generally, God loves me, blah, 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 blah. Now, that is a workflow. Now, this is what I am currently on. For me, I'm just showing you life and direct, because that is where life is going at the moment. Can you still hear me, please, Mr. Ade? Can you hear me? I want to be sure you can see.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So that is where life is going at the moment. That is it. So
Boss,
this is one of
a
those
very
things.
quick one. Let me try to chip this in here.
Okay.
I actually want to ask a question. I went through a seminar. Should I say training kind of with this automation with AI flow? Is AI flow? What is even the name of the site? So, but I mean, my question is this actually: is there any way around, after trying to organize your flow, directly to ChatGPT? Of course, I am aware that one have to be a subscribed person in ChatGPT. Is there any way around
Yeah.
that very part? Is there any way around it?
Around what part exactly? I really want to get that.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is like, okay, now, it's not everyone that can afford this monthly subscription of ChatGPT or the yearly subscription, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, so like, I'm not like, okay, fine. Of course, I'm not the subscribed version. I think at point I actually merged with some people like that they have these paid ones. So of course, a lot of people are on that subscribed version. So, but I can use it actually because before I can do that, the owner of the subscription has to send an email. There has to be I have to have the access to the email and the password and stuff like that. So I can't really do that with person completely. So, but I'm trying to ask, maybe there is apart from ChatGPT that I can automate the flow in a way. Hello, can you hear me? Gosh. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Do you get my question, please?
Okay, yeah. So yes. Yeah, but like I said, I'm just learning as well practically. I don't really know much at the moment. Just based on what I have learned is what I was able to do. I don't really know, but I know there is
All right.
self-hosting and there is this subscription whatsoever. And for the AI agents that I'm using ChatGPT, and it's a subscribed one as well. Because basically, even before now, I use ChatGPT to do some works, and I prefer going for subscription because it gives you some edge and some things. So I use subscription based stuff for it. But there is a self-hosting, and the self-hosting is just like you can do all these things on your PC, but you won't be able to live it because if I should send you the link to this form now on your whole hand, you'll be able to do this thing yourself, like fill the form I filled, and you will receive your response to your own email. But if it is on self-hosting, it will just be on your own computer alone. It can't go beyond your computer. So, but
All right.
if you want to use that to train, to learn, to do all these things here, you can do that by using self-hosting. You can learn, train, build workflows, see how it works. Then when you are able to do it very well, you can then probably, because eventually we need to be subscribing. Even if you have a gig, someone wants you to build a workflow for them, you will need to be on. Though if someone wants you to do it for them, they will be the one to subscribe, not you.
Yeah.
But they will add you as an AI automation expert to their own anything whatsoever, so that you can build that workflow on their own server. Then so they will be the one to subscribe actually, but you yourself can probably create a product or create a workflow that you want to use, so you need to subscribe. So yes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No worries. So and that is that. So anything knowledge, go for high-end knowledge. Fine, it might be costly, but I'm urging us, please go for it. So far, now graphics designing. Someone is saying is into graphics designing. Lately, AI is doing graphics design, but believe me, AI has not been able to do graphics design that will take human's job. The best bet for you now is learning AI to complement your work. And in fact, AI cuts across all niche. There's AI in health, AI in tech, AI in education, AI in finance, AI in everything. So the best bet now, the way the world is going now is going towards AI. And I'm not saying you should be building workflow like this, but find something that you know that, in whatever you are doing, find the AI aspect of it and learn it. That's where I'm going. In fact, there's AI in agriculture now. So all spheres, all niche, there's AI. So find the AI in your niche and learn it. Because AI, they say, will take people's job. Me, I think those that are not inclined are the ones that will be left behind. And that is so. Pay for course, and not just anyhow course. High value. They might be costly, but high valued. I pay for Coursera. This AI automation, I pay for it as well separately. And these are the things people will not see. If I should put this one out now on status, people say, this guy, yeah, he's doing this, he's lucky. I don't need to. It's because of this discussion I had to show you how much I paid for Coursera. People would not know that. They won't care. That's the word I should even use. They won't care. And that is it. So please and please pay for courses. And one thing I will always say, if you want to go for a job, well, it's fine. But one thing I want to ask us is this: whatever job we are doing now, can we continue to do it in the next 15, 20, 25 years? Is that still the same job you want to continue? Or will you like to be in that same job in the next 20 years? If not, find an exit plan, plan yourself, work it out. The earlier, the better. That's the way I think. If what I'm doing now is not what I like to the extent of the next 10 years, bro, there's no point doing it now, because that means there's no future. But this does not mean, you don't have your plans. You might have your plan to do something for 5 years, then you transition to good, as long as you have a plan. But regardless, look into something long term. And the only thing long term is business wise. Not everybody will do business, collaborate with people. People don't, I have money, I want to partner with you. You don't have to be the one doing the business. Just be part of it. A good business, which you know is working fine, be part of it. Take your dividends every time you're in business, because it's long term. So we need to brazen up this year. There'll be a lot of intimidations back and forth. And even with the issue of tax that's coming up in Nigeria now, I don't know. I know that thing cannot work, but they will force some people. So we need to be smart. Pay for courses. Be dedicated. Now, for the first 6 months now, this is what I'm focusing. I don't even want to do any other thing. Let me focus on this because I have my goal for it. The inconsistency part has taught me lesson, like I shared with us. I'm focusing on it solely. And I focus on it, and it has gotten to a point which I have mapped out. It can be on autopilot, then I can look towards something else. So I'm sharing my own experience, my own plan already with you. So please look for something you want to do. Learn it and stick to it. Please don't do the way this inconsistency has affected me this year. Oh my God. I know a lot of ways that I can make money, but honestly, I am just a frog jumping up and down. It affected me. Real bad. Now I'm lamenting. So please learn, read. It costs you to read and work it out. That is one crucial thing we need next year. I end skill, high paying skill. Don't go for any skill you know that in the next 3 months, 5 years. If 5 years is good, in a year, 2 years is out of the trend. No. Go for something you know, 5 years, 10 years, this thing will still be there. Go for it, learn it well, and work it out. That's it. Another thing is relationships. Please be strategic this year. Some people not put on gold, but they are gold mine. Learn to partner with people strategically. If it will cost you to volunteer, if it will cost you to do something, do something. Our network, most of the time, is our is our network. Most of the time, the people you mingle with, you talk with, will help you in the journey of 2026. Please, 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 please. Strategic relationship, not a parasitic one. And I must say, next year, please don't look at what people will say. It is your life. One thing I was sharing with a friend is this some weeks ago, that I was beginning to think, if my life is going this way, and there's something I know, if I do this thing, things will get better for me. But the fear of what people will say, what will people think, or will they say you have this, is holding me back. Believe me, those people are the one that will point to me that I'm a failure. If I close my eyes to it, I do it, I achieve it, then what I was doing then will be clearer to them, and they will be the one to say, oh, you really did well. Now, who would have lost? I would have lost if I have looked at what they will say. So, regardless, so far you have mapped it out, you know it is aligning with God's purpose. Please, in fact, Jesus said, a prophet does not have words in his own community, in his own country. But let him go out there, they value it. So that means people will talk. In fact, they will talk down on you on whatever thing you think you want to do. You are the one that will push it and push it through. You are the one that will work it out yourself. Now, it will cost you to partner with people, seek help from people, strategically relate with people, then you can make it up yourself. So knowledge, strategic relationship, and not looking towards what people will say, because it is your life after all. It is your life. Nobody will ever come to you and say, oh, because you are going through this thing, I want to take your body. Nobody, ever. Nobody, ever. So please, relationship, good ones. And if we have any bad relationship this year, cut it off. Ìgbà tí kò jọ ṣe dáadáa, a jọ wà ní o. Nǹkan ṣe dáadáa tán sìn. It change. Bro, I am upscaling, I am leveling up. You are not leveling up. We can't forever be on the same level. And those are the truths we must be opened with ourselves with. If I'm upskilling and you are not upskilling, we can't forever be on that same level because the level has changed, and that's it. So if you pray for knowledge, the knowledge you know has outgrown the person. I was watching a podcast. It's not a podcast, like a sermon short of Pastor Irene. He was sharing that in his studying, I think when he was doing his doctorate in class, they were doing a course in, is it philosophy or something like that? So they were talking about Dunning-Kruger effect. So it was like, so there are some people in this world that know this particular thing, and there are some people that did not know, and we're on this same face of the earth. So it was like, this is not fair. And one of the things is this: some people, when they see you doing well, they say, he is lucky. is the grace of God. Fine, the grace of God cannot be outlooked, but the level of depth of knowledge that those people know, do you have it? Because it takes a level of knowledge to be able to attain some things. Do you have those things? But one of the how do I put it now? The one of the things that I don't know the word to use. I'm looking for that one. That is kind of corny. It is not corny, but let me just use that. To man is this: when people that are up there, you are saying it is luck, it is by grace, they will tell you, yes, so it is the grace of God. What can? They won't tell you how much they've learned, how many times they woke up. In fact, you won't want to even listen. You won't believe that it is their hard work overnight, not sleeping, reading, paying for courses, trying, failing, doing it again. You won't believe. You say it is God, it is grace, it is fine. The grace of God is there. But what about those things? So we need to work it out. We need to work it out. God help us. Now, health and appearance. This one, I'm a defaulter as well. The way you look is the way you'll be addressed. The way you dress is the way. Please, no matter how it will look, as little as it is, work on yourself, your health. For me, as I'm a skinny person before, like literally, in terms of my gene, I'm not a fat person. Now, coupled with overnight back and forth over my wife, we fight a lot, but this is me from like my little age, researching, stay up there. That is my life. But if we don't look the way we are sometimes, I have come to discover, in fact, in this part of the world where I am, I begin to reason myself. If you don't dress well in some instances, in some scenarios, some opportunities will just fly over you. And it's not as if you are not fit, but just the way you look has deranked you. That's the word. So please, this year, if you want to wear a shirt and a pants, wear it correctly. Wear the one that fits you, dress well, perfume, smell nice. It's not shako, it's not. In fact, if they will say shako, it is about your self-esteem. Do it. So far, you did not do it to make some people feel bad, which that is not really good in the right sense. One, two, you are only affecting yourself, because when you do things to the extreme, you are not doing it just to be yourself. You are doing it to make people feel you are here, you are there. Then I don't know the reason why you are doing it. So please, let's be more modest about it. Your health, work on it. Like now, I'm planning. I want to start gymming, because I think it's not about food I eat, but this body is cannot just pump out by itself. I'm beginning to think now that to be gymming so that I can build muscle. If that's what it will cost me, I think I'm ready to do it now, because I just need to do it to look good, appearance and health. Let's take it serious. Let us take it serious. That being said, investment. Next year, please, and please, there's a group in my community whereby I said we do daily savings. Next year, I'm thinking of how to turn it to investment group, because savings is good, but investment outweighs savings. In fact, if it is little and it is compounding over time, it will turn to something. But saving will remain the same. In fact, sometimes it will depreciate. If you save in bank now, they will take all their charges, and the amount you save by the end of the year, you will collect less. So saving is good, but investment is best. And investment can be in diverse ways. I'm also looking to investing more. Apart from the crypto that I do that everybody knows, Real estate investment is there. Mutual funds is there. Bonds is there. Treasury bill is there. Equity funds, stocks is there. Land banking is there. Property is there. Shortlet. People can team up and build property, build shop. Oh, 3, 4 people. Let's build this shop in a strategic place and we collect rent. That's investment. We team up. When the money grow, we build another one in another place. By the time we look at it in a year, in fact, if you're able to build one in a year, in the next 5 years, that's 5 property. You own the land, you own the property, you keep collecting rent. If it is house, you rent it, you collect money, you manage it. Let's think investment. And investment on a long-term part. Investment on a long-term part. Long-term, not investment that you started and you are beginning to take all the profit, eating the profit. Let's compound it. Let's make it work. Put the investment to work for over a year. If you started this year, okay, we have a property. The property is bringing in rent. In that rent, the rent is bringing, put it in another investment. Diversify. Diversify. And before investment, let me say this now, because some people will be like, oh, it is money that we have that we will invest. There is no money. Now, if you do not have money, you can do 2 things. One, upskill yourself, and your skill, use it to fetch money. Teach courses, take classes, let people pay you for your knowledge. And secondly, go and get a job. If you don't want to do that, if you can't learn the art, in fact, this year, God will help me. I want to roll out some courses. So, if you cannot learn the art of, next year, rather, if you cannot learn the art of being a tutor, then go get a job. Get a job, save, invest, then you can do something. But interestingly, your skill will pay you well. Your skill will pay you well. And skills can be what? Can be learned. Skills can be learned. It is gift that cannot be learned. Skills can be learned. So please, learn, invest, and compound. That's it. Learn, invest, and compound. It might be small. Don't just do beyond yourself. Like I told people this year when they are saving, if it is 15 naira that you can save every week consistently for the whole year, it is much more better than you saying you want to save 1,000, 2,000, 1,500. I see someone put 1,500, I think 1,500 earlier this year. The person did not even save for a whole month. And I see someone put just 200, 300, stuff like that. And they are consistent. That is not about anybody. We are not proving to anybody. It's about you. Just know yourself, what you can do, and stick to it. The result will show. That's it. You don't need to be intimidated by what people are doing and you want to prove no. There's no point. It is your life. So do what you are able to do. Be consistent about it. This word consistent, or next year we need to work it out. Be consistent about it, and that's it. It will work out. So there's a lot of things we can do as far as investment is concerned. We'll still be talking more as the year goes by. Oh boy. Hey, the time is fast spent. Now, business. Business is one thing that cannot be overemphasized. I think I'll stop there tonight so that I won't take too much of our time. Business. We need to look into business this coming year. Fine. The issue is, what business do we want to do in this country, Nigeria? What business do we want to do? And we want to do business. It requires money. Fine. Like I said the other time, you can begin to look out for businesses that you can partner with. It doesn't have to be like you are running it. And if you have the flair for running a business and you know the potential of the business, please go into it. Go into it. Business is, in fact, I've not seen a wealthy man today that is not selling something. I have not seen a wealthy man today. If Elon Musk, as wealthy as he is, can be charging for X subscription, can be selling Starlink, someone that has SpaceX, oh no. So we have to sell something. We have to sell, and that selling is active selling, not passive, like selling that you know, oh, this is your business, this is what you are selling. And at the point, like I was sharing with a partner, a business partner, at the point, your business will begin to show you a break-even point. Like, oh, this point, go into another thing. Go into another thing. So we need to focus this coming year rather. We need to focus. And some other things I have in plan, but I think I don't want to talk about it. We've spent a lot of time. I just need to chip all these things. But let us begin to think about those points I have highlighted. How do I make it work? In terms of learning, in terms of knowledge. What can I add up? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to add up? And those things are very, 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 very important. Very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. Because if you want to make it in this coming year, we have to work it out. I will stop here tonight. Please, let's talk. Anybody?
All right, sir. I listen well to all what you say. I will be very honest with you. You've laid a very solid foundation for that, which I believe is going to stand, and it will obviously stand the test of time. I, as an individual, I'm a person who like to seek more knowledge, regardless of my financial status. But I believe that there is no amount that is too much for you to learn, provided that I have the finance, I can go. And even if I don't have, I make sure that I work towards it. So all what you said is a very solid foundation for us, starting from the saving and the investment. Initially, you even gave me a new mindset that investment is more better than saving, which I also thought of it when you're saying it, and I discovered that that's a very good idea. So no amount is too little, no amount is too small if you are saving, especially if you are going for a long term investment. So I'm well pleased with this foundation, and I pray again, and I pray that God will see us through. God will help me in all area. That's it.
That's a good one. Thank you. So we need to work it out. Honestly, I don't know if possible. You need to have another section, but if not possible, maybe I'll just be dropping some things in the community for us because we need to really take our finances serious this year. I mean, coming year, we need to take it serious. And honestly, uh, finances it cut across all other things. When you are sound financially, practically all other things go in place, like they work, everything set in place when your finances is fine. Because If whatever thing you need, you'll be able to get them, and you'll be able to focus on what is working and working well. All our headaches is just because we've not been able to get ourselves grounded financially, and it gives, especially as a man, it gives us headache. As a man, it gives us headache, serious one, and that's the truth. So we need to work it out. One thing I have always been saying is this: if we are not born with golden spoon, we can go for a golden spoon. Though we are not born with it, we can get it. So wherever we are, we need to just start. So far we know what we are doing and we are making progress. It is a one thing at a time. We will eventually get there. We will eventually get there. Honestly, we will eventually get there. If we know what we are doing and we plan it and we do it and we focus on it and we don't deceive ourselves. That's one thing I don't like to do. I know my stand. But I know my friends are doing this and I am not worth it. Almost, I'll close my eyes to it. Fine, it might not be palatable, it might be hard to do, but I have tried to wire myself that way. It might not be palatable, like I said, but I don't have to overdo to impress. No, I don't have to. I don't have to. If people are doing it, I'm not capable of doing it. I go to the level I'm capable and I find the best in that level and I do it. Fine, that's life. So let's learn to be as we are. So far, we are making progress, working it out, and things will fall in place. So learning skill is one of the highest thing we can go for next year. And high income skill, like I'm saying, not anyhow skill, not any fine. There are some skills that will make money, that will bring us money, but are they really going to bring us the kind of money? Now I remember I said I will talk about YouTube automation. Now, YouTube automation is one of the ideas I was just seeing, and I was researching about it, and I discovered, in fact, a lot of people are making money on YouTube. And in fact, you don't need to show your face. I'm working on it at the moment, like I'm working on a plan about it. And come and see, people keep making money. And YouTube, you keep making money continuously for life as long as people keep watching. And now there's AI, there's faceless YouTube channel. People just make money. There was a guy, Top G or something, that I was seeing lately. This guy dropped out of school. He's not even up to my age. He's making money. He doesn't even know what I know. He has collected YouTube has sent him this plaque. They are plague to recognize him as a top content creator. I was like, well, if we don't know, if we don't do, there's a difference between knowing and we doing. If we don't know, it's even better than we did not know. But if we know and we did not do, it's not going to work. So let's go for knowledge. There are some things out there. And that guy, he broke his car some days ago. All these little ones, when you don't work for money as well, like it's not as if you don't work for it, but like when you've not really seen life and some certain amount of money is coming to your account, you misbehave. This is what is happening to this guy Bella as well. What does he do? Just ranting online and making money, and so unless the internet, there's a lot of money. That's where the money is now. So let me give room for other people to talk. We will harness all these things this year by the grace of God, honestly. So Mr. D, Mr. John, Femi.
Well, I want to appreciate you for the time taken to actually have this session. Really appreciate it because, like you said in the first place, that of all of these things, the most important thing is knowledge. I mean, you say knowledge is expensive, people will be ignorant. And of course, we'll be able to, compare and contrast between the two. So we can thank you enough, for the words of knowledge you always share with us, for the time you always spend, despite your busy schedule over there, you still deem it fit to, to come for us in our own little way, just to give that support. So we really appreciate you. I think for me, if there's anything I actually wanted to, I'm looking forward to next year to do more. It's in relation to my investment portfolio. Like, me, I poverty. Baba mi lówó lọ́wọ́, ìyá mi ò lẹ́sìn léèmọ̀. So, òṣì àti ìṣẹ́ gbọ́dọ̀ tán lórí generation kan. You understand? So, I mean, as a matter of fact, so I mean, if I'll be the sacrificial lamb, I think it's actually worth it. So, I actually plan to be a voracious consumer of, any financial literacy stuff coming next year. God helping me. So, and I mean, of course, we know you are a mentor in this field. We actually need your help, right? So, and we look forward to more of it. So, thanks so very much. But then, so actually run this up. I don't know. I have one problem. Like I said in the first place while we're having the full discussion, I think I had this problem with time management. Now, this is what maybe I should try to break it down. Perhaps you see, sometimes when you find yourself in a scenario wherein, of course, we know problem in Nigeria is data. Tinubu data, that kind of stuff. But I mean, when you have free access to this in most times, of course, I have this very unlimited access to data. Let me be open, right? So, me managing my time, all this crazy online stuff, shoving into Facebook to WhatsApp to Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, to all time. I have to, because on my phone in the front, I use Redmi. In the front page, I have all this social media. I have a folder for social media. But if I save some days, before you know it, I'm still back to the same activity. You understand? So for me, it's actually crazy because I don't like to spiritualize a lot of things. This is not spiritualization. The money problem. And I'm contemplating on installing all of these things. In fact, make up mind a few days ago that I have to uninstall Facebook. I have to uninstall Instagram. I think I have to stay with because my Zuckerberg me linear pay meteta could my consumer take me meteta. It's crazy. I'm on Instagram, on WhatsApp. I'm on what's it called? I'm on Facebook. So I was contemplating on deleting all of these things. But we're cooking now. Even if I delete me, I'll build the network because like I've actually structured my Facebook to be a digital creator. So I see in this. But I'm actually working towards that. So managing all of these things, it's giving me headaches, to be honest. So I don't know if anybody has as a help here.
Okay, I will put it to the house. Let's see. What does anybody have to say on that? How do we manage all the social apps? How do we manage it? Is there anybody that like to?
Yes. I think Mr. Deal was very right. In some aspects, if care is not taken, those social media app can cause distraction. I personally, as a student, I can testify to that. Just to spend a few minutes on the app without one knowing, one would have spent an hour plus or more than an hour. And to read, to study, is going to be a very big problem because by the time I remember I want to study, sometimes I would have spent too much screen time, and I'll be feeling sleepy on my slide. So I know that's also is the cause of distraction for me. Social media. I think if one can master how to discipline oneself in this coming year, like you said, self-discipline and consistency, and I really hope to improve on that aspect next year.
Okay, so is there anybody that has mastered discipline on those social media platforms that can share with us?
Actually, about that, there's a friend of mine. I don't know how this guy does it. If you try to reach him, if you try to reach this guy, it's not good. you are not going to reach. Even if you call, he is the only person that can call you back. Maybe because of his kind of private person, even when we are in school self, you can hardly reach this guy. There was even a time that he nearly missed our final exam because of this DND that he's using. This thing comes with discipline actually, because there's no way you want to manage your social media. It comes with discipline. And presently, I even tried to incorporate one of his methods using DND, and you are going to silence all your notifications and the likes. Because,
Yeah.
like what Mr. D said, I uninstalled my Facebook account because of this. I've structured the Facebook account, but at one point I have to uninstall it. Okay, uninstalling Facebook account, I'm now more on Instagram now. So I think this thing comes with discipline, and also you have to schedule your time, because social media, you have to network, you have to build your connection, you have to build yourself, and these are the things that we need. Is There's
Mm.
no much on Telegram like that. These are the
Yeah.
major social medias that you can easily get to use to network with people. Personally, I don't like TikTok, maybe because I'm not into videos and the likes, because of what they are doing there. I don't really like it. Though I can try to structure into what I like, but I just don't really like it like that. But I think
Mm.
if we can just be disciplined about it. And back to what you have taught us, I really want to appreciate that. And based on knowledge, you mentioned buying courses and also try to keep on upskilling. I think that is what I've realized before I even left school. So I've been buying courses on, because I'm a career person. I really want to pursue this environmental career, because I know that, especially we in Africa here, we are having a lot of issues that we have not yet put a lot of methodologies into place,
Mm.
and most of the applications into solving most of these environmental issues. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to build towards that aspect, because you can only see the future. We have to look beyond the present, trying to use
Mm.
all this technology, the AI, and also all other things
Mm.
to incorporate into this particular thing now. So thank you very much. And about being consistent have to come to discipline, like I said earlier. So
Yeah.
I really want to appreciate you for that. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for that. Okay, Femi is gone. Yeah, for the just to round it off, for the screen time, honestly, to be honest with you, I myself, I am a victim of this. Everybody is, but the way I program myself is the use of DND, one, and two, I have the way I have mastered myself is every day I have to do. And one of my problem is I don't go to sleep until I finish it. That's the way I have structured myself. Fine. Some to do might have time spill. I I plan to use 1 hour, it's spilled to an hour and a half or 2 hours. Fine. But regardless, I have to finish this to do in a day. I have my what's it called? I have my sticky notes here, the physical one and the electronic one on my PC. This they are here. So I list them out, I stick it, I'll be looking at it right in front of me. So what keeps me going is it's not saying I will not use phone, but I know, but it's still discipline, like he said. We have to be disciplined because you can be looking at sticky note and not even you don't even do what you are supposed to do because you're watching a reel or something. However, the way I structure myself is I am looking at this thing is making money for some people. Like you said, sir. What always comes to my brain is what can I do that people will be looking at and will make money for me too. So by the time I got there, my head will spark, go back to what I do. So it's it's mind positioning, and discipline. We have to position our mind correct. It's not as if you will not go there because, like you said, you have to network. In fact, this year alone on LinkedIn, I took LinkedIn so serious that I've grown my LinkedIn drastically this year. So those things comes with discipline. But I know the time to go there. I know the time to some for like since last month now, I schedule my post. I just schedule a day, so day for the whole week. I schedule my post, the post I want to post for the whole week. I schedule it there. I leave it. Anytime I see notification for someone react to your message, blah blah blah, I go there, reply, comment. I go around for that time. I comment on people's posts and I leave. So it's kind of discipline, then mind the position. We have to position our mind to doing what we need to do. Else, that time we just keep flying away and it's not gonna come back. So we need to. What I would suggest is this: fine, it's hard to do until you start practicing it. But one thing you can do is, anytime you know you want to do something serious, like probably you have a task to do that is serious that you want to really do, put your phone on DND. One, if you did not get any notification, because the temptation is you getting notification and say that, oh, this person has messaged and you want to message back. By the time you message back, another notification will come that will drag you to all these video platforms. And by the time you jump on Instagram or you jump on Facebook, forget it. You spend another 30 minutes, 1 hour. So that is the temptation. So if you master that, when you have something to do, real like important thing, just put it on DND. The bet is you don't see any notification. Once you don't see it, fine. You might not be tempted to press anything. But once notification comes in and you reply, oh no, you go to another place, you see another one you need to respond to. And that's the way me I program. I use DND a lot too. In fact, sometimes some messages it takes forever to reply. So people will be like, it's rude, being rude, Kinika. I'm doing my life. I'm doing my life. It is if it is urgent, I know that I'm expecting a message from someone. I know I will be on the lookout for it. But if I'm not expecting any message, like it is not priority, bro, I'm doing my life. So that is it. That's what I can suggest. Discipline and just position your mind to the way me I see it is you can't be on this platform forever. I'm making money for them. Like you said, that's my own mind. I need to do something that will make money for me too. So that thing, anytime I'm on it too much, if you even see me online, it's either I'm reading article on LinkedIn or if I go to TikTok, I have some specific people I'm going to watch on TikTok. And even on Instagram or all my social, I have people I'm following. So I don't follow and be scrolling and scrolling. It's not as if I don't do it, but occasionally, yeah, not every time. So if you can program if you are on TikTok, what are you doing here? Are you learning or you're just wasting time? So those are the things you can balance. You can be on TikTok for you and you are learning something important. You can be on LinkedIn and reading a beneficial article. You can be on Instagram and listening to inspirations, listening to or reading any financial advice stuff. So you understand. So those are the things me I do online. Even if you see me online, those are the things I'm doing. And those things, one way or the other, will take me back to my desk to go and do something. So that's the way me I have programmed it. So.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone. Thanks so much.
Okay. So I think we've come to the closing tonight. Femi, you went off for a while and you're back. Thank you. So thank everyone for tuning in. It's a great privilege to have you all here tonight, and I really so much appreciate it because fine, let's take ourselves by the hand. If there's any challenge, if there's anything, we are here. There's still a lot I feel like that I've pinpointed, but no, in fact, this is past 12 already. So please let's just go to bed, and we'll still probably share it in the group, or maybe we still have some time to discuss later in the year. So thank you so much. I appreciate you tuning in, and we sharing honestly with ourselves. I pray that God will lift us up as the new year is coming. It will be a new year for us, and in a positive way. In the name of Jesus Christ. Everything we've been hoping for, all our plans, we work well for us, and it will be in accordance to the will of God. In the name of Jesus. So please, let us keep praying. Let us keep working. Let us keep praying. Let us keep working. And let us be diligent in whatever we are doing. Let us be diligent. People will mock you. People will say, are you the only one that will want to do it? Please stick to your plan. Do what is best for you. When the result shows, they will know. And on the final note, leave insult. Fight for results. Leave insult. Fight for results. When you have results, insult will bow. When you have results like this, insult will bow. So don't focus on the insult. Fight for results. And I will close here tonight. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it.
Uh, thank you so much.
It's all right. So call it a day. So good night, everyone. Thank you so very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Yes.
Good night. Have a good night.
You too, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, sir. Good night,
Yeah.
sir.
Bye.